I thought you were going to join us up here. Yeah. That would have been quite fun. Hi, everyone. Hello. Welcome to another episode of Do Go On. How you feeling out there? Oh, my gosh. My name is Dave Warnicky. It's Matt and Jess. Yes, look at them.
Hello. What a pleasure to be here.
An absolute pleasure.
Jeez, I don't know. They've turned on me early.
Jess, you tell them it's a pleasure to be here.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Wow. That feels like what a slap in Matt's
I always
face.
wanted to be a heel.
Yeah. You're already the bad boy.
That's right. I'm a bad boy heel. It's wrestling terms. Is that right? Or is it the foot? Which one is... Is that why no one's reacting? Is it the foot? I'm the foot. No, that's Ninja Turtles.
Just an early breakdown from Matt. Fantastic.
Don't worry, I'm only doing the report today.
Yeah. In charge. Great. Was anyone here at the last show? This is our second one. Thank you so much. Great to have you in.
We've warmed up now, so...
Yeah,
the first show was terrible if you weren't here. But don't worry, we've ironed out the kinks. Matt's ready to go. Jess, you good?
I guess.
Yeah, okay, great. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, Dave, do you want to explain how the show works?
Well, basically what we do here at Do Go On is we take it in turns to report on a topic. It's often suggested to us by one of the listeners. Mm-hmm. We go away, do a little bit of research and bring it back to the group in the form of a report, which, Matt, it's your turn to do tonight.
Yes, and I have a question to get us on the topic.
Yes, we always start with a question.
Yeah.
Hey, has anyone here not heard this show before? Yeah, good.
I mean, it probably isn't true, but they were too scared. And fair enough, because of the nature of comedy.
Yeah.
And every time I say, it's okay, it's safe, we're not going to pick on you, and then I call them a dickhead. And so, no,
we don't mind if you haven't been here before, but what we won't tolerate is liars. Show of hands, who's not heard this, but...
One couple in the front. Okay, welcome. One at the back, somebody dobbed. There's one at the back.
We got one here. Where do you want me to take them?
Get them.
What should I do with them?
Sometimes you'll see singles who've been brought along by someone else, but not often doubles.
Yeah.
They've just wandered in.
But imagine this whole middle section put their hand up. Imagine.
I think this show's so good it would hold up, without in-jokes and bullshit. I'm sure. I'm sure it's still structurally sound.
Anyway, welcome. Thanks so much for being here. So we always start with a question.
Isn't it? This setup's not great because my back is going to be to you the whole time. But if you want, you can read along.
Yeah. They don't get that out there. I'll give you a wave now.
Dave, can you make sure you give him some face time? You two, Jess, over here.
Yep.
And I'll do the same. I'll do the same for yours.
Sorry, I'll go low. You go high. Hello.
You good? Over here as well?
A bit of this as well. Hello,
great, everyone.
Here.
Everyone get a bit of face time?
faces in, which is concerning, but I will be a professional.
A couple of photos here. All right. Great. I'll post this. Great.
Did you get
Fantastic.
it? Can I see it? No.
Yeah. We will need.
Don't.
We will need final edit on those, I'm afraid.
I don't look cute.
Now, backstage, Matt did say, all right, this is a long report, so we can just cut straight to it. That has not happened, but it will start happening now. We always start with the question, Matt, what are we talking about?
What form of low-key gambling
all right.
can be traced back to the Han Dynasty? Well, I mean, what does name a kind of low-key gambling? It's the big one.
2 up.
Okay, that's probably heaps, actually.
Snail races.
Oh, my God. It's higher key than that, I suppose.
Gambling.
Yeah.
It's something you might go to a news agency and get involved with.
Scratchy.
Yeah, close.
Lotto.
Yes,
Lottery.
thank you. That's right.
I started thinking about magazines.
It's a lotto. Who knows what's in that sealed section?
Exactly. Open it up. Oh, no. Her again. Oh, I've already got this one. Oh. I honestly thought of magazines. I'm so sorry. Lottery, of course.
In part, we're going to be talking about the surprisingly long history of the lottery, which was suggested by Abby Weaver from Cambridge in England. Are you in tonight, Abby?
Imagine.
Would have been sick. Would have been a real 1 in a million chance, that. like the lotto.
Nah, but I reckon my chances are actually better than that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the first recorded lottery was a form of keno in China in around 200 BC during the Han Dynasty.
Really?
Keno.
Keno.
Stop, watch, win. You remember that?
That jingle was there from the beginning.
Wow, an ancient Chinese jingle.
Yeah. Apparently there's a legend that funds raised went towards the building of the Great Wall of China, but this isn't really 100%. We don't know. So it's probably almost not worth bringing up. But the game was called, probably should have looked up the pronunciation, Beige Piao. And
just as good as when he speaks French.
That's right. You found a new language where he just sort of really gets into it.
Apparently it means white pigeon ticket.
Oh.
What? I bit my tongue in the middle of that. Was that noticeable?
Okay? Yeah, no, it sounded great.
White pigeon ticket. Which it was named so because the tickets were used in a betting game involving homing pigeons. So it's like I don't know. It's a keno. Apparently, is like you get to choose between 80 numbers, and then you win or don't.
Yeah, okay.
You can pick up to.
I thought it was a lot more complicated, but
and and then it's the same 80 numbers, and you don't just pick randomly 80 numbers, any number.
No, it's 1 to 80.
Yeah, okay.
Although
that makes it much easier.
I think back then it was with different little pictures, but you know we don't have time to go into that, Dave. Come on. Sorry. I told you it's a long report.
We're turning on each other early.
According to Britannica, Beige Piao or Pakapoo, as it became.
Pretty good.
That's what it became known in the West, is the ancestor not only of Keno, but also of Lotto and Bingo. That was the one that birthed them all. I'd say that, aren't they? They're sort of the big three of low-key gambling. The kind of ones that your Nana does, and if you told her it was gambling, she said, no, it's not.
Yeah.
No, this isn't gambling.
Just a bit of fun with the girls.
It's just a bit of fun with the girls. What do you mean gambling? No. Heavens no. As well as in China, the lottery also had its place during the Roman Empire, apparently, during Saturnalia, which was like a predecessor to Christmas. Rich people would get a lottery ticket at dinner parties and then would win a prize. But the thing was, everyone won a prize. It was basically just a way of giving gifts without having to, personalize them.
So no one got what they wanted.
No. Hey, you won. Look at that, socks. The first recorded sale of lottery tickets occurred around this time also. Emperor Augustus was leading the Roman Empire at the time, and Rome was in desperate need of repair, but citizens were already heavily taxed, so he needed to come up with another way to raise funds. And this is why he introduced the lottery. Essentially, you could buy a ticket and you could win a prize that was not of unequal value. What does that mean? I'm not sure. That is confusingly phrased.
It was
what
not
did I
of
mean
unequal value.
by that?
So it was of equal value.
It was not of unequal value. Might have been written late last night, but sure it made sense to me then. The first recording of lottery tickets being sold to win money was in the 15th century in the Low Countries, Netherlands, Luxembourg, and
the
favorite
rest.
country, Belgium.
Oh, Belgium, yes.
Home of Poirot.
Yeah.
Hey, a little bit of fun for Dave there. It's a character called Poirot. He's from Belgium, and Dave likes him.
Is everyone up to speed now? Or?
This is where we see the origin of the word lottery, which comes from the Dutch word lot, which means fate. Huh? How about that? Huh. That's your lot in life. Is that related? Interesting thing to put out there. They were.
Yeah, great. If you've got nothing to say, we'll both just go, huh.
No.
I've been doing that for 9 years.
Yeah. Huh. You don't say.
There you go.
This is not comfortable.
The way you're...
Well,
Jess did offer her services of the iPad. It just didn't work out for you, so you're now on the laptop. You got to get a photo of that someone. He looks ridiculous.
What did you just do then? Did you call someone Swanee?
No.
Is that Swanee? No.
Okay.
Did you just say got to get a photo of that Swanee?
No.
No,
I'm like, do you know?
Somebody.
Oh, do you know somebody? You're not Swanee.
No. You could be a Swanee.
I just thought Dave might have known everyone's names for a
I
second.
do. That's Oscar. It's true.
That's sick. All right. Well, that's one. No.
We don't have time. You've got a long one now.
Well, you got to hear. That's Rachel next.
Rachel.
Yeah.
Good.
And there's Ebony.
Oh, is that true?
Yeah.
Oh, that is actually
Oh my
going to be... Sorry to the handful of people here we don't know the names of.
Is that sad for us? We look out and you
it's
know
so
everyone.
sad that we know people's names.
No, but it does look like we've begged, please come to
Ebony, please. We need you in the
We
front
need
row. This sold out weeks ago, Dave.
I was
We don't
begging
need to-
weeks ago.
Okay, that actually adds up.
Begging for ages.
So some governments and leaders and whatever like the idea of lotteries as they were like a painless form of taxation. You know, you basically kind of, I guess, what they think of pokies now. It's like, it's painless.
Painless, yeah.
There's no downside.
Yeah, that's right. No one ever loses. You got nothing to lose.
Well, you know, because it's a very unpopular to say, hey, we're raising taxes, but to say, hey, we're giving you a new gaming room.
Yeah.
It's basically doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Only one of them leads to awful results. Let you figure out which. But in 1449, the first Italian lottery was used to fund a war against Venice. See, some of them were positive.
Yeah.
King Francois I of France attempted his own lottery after spending time in Italy. He's like, oh, I like what they're doing over here. But it was a failure as, firstly, the tickets were too expensive for nearly everyone in France, and the few people who could afford it hated it. So, sort of, yeah, didn't take off.
You've lost everyone there.
However, not all was lost. A new style of lottery was established in the 18th century where prizes were announced beforehand. This was a big change-up. Rather than, oh, look, you won socks. This is like, oh, you're going to win socks if you're lucky. In this new, actually what it was it used to be you'd get a percentage, but we're not telling you what that percentage is. And you don't know how many tickets are being bought. So it could be, you know, if only, you're the only one who buy a ticket, you win, but you're going to win a percentage of what your ticket costs. I've not explained that well. I'm nervous I'm going to try and explain something more complicated soon, and I got to tell you, I'm not feeling confident about it. I've been rewriting it a few times beforehand, and oh, fuck. Anyway. So, yeah, the way it worked out was, you know, the percentage meant the house could never really lose. The house always wins, that sort of stuff. In this new version, the house could technically lose to an individual, but by being careful about how they calculated the prize pool, it was always profitable and no one could take advantage. Well, that was their theory anyway.
Oh.
Unfortunately, the French government made a really bad error. It's funny that they were like, this is foolproof, because you're going to hear it if I explain it correctly and go, that's a pretty big loophole. So, yeah, a significant figure from back in the day, Voltaire, was there to reap the rewards. He slipped in. Are you familiar with Voltaire's work?
Yeah.
He's a writer.
Yeah, Candida. There's one.
No, Voltaire. I just said it.
Listening ears, David.
According to Kat Eschner, writing for the Smithsonian, starting in 1729, the French government started running a lottery of bonds it owned. I mean, I'm not going to try, apart from the fact that they are.
I was trying to do that subtly, but my mic is gone.
Has it been on at all? As a feminist, I probably should have picked this up.
No, it's gone. And Josh and I were trying to make eyes at each other.
Oh.
Subtly.
Oh.
Give it up for Josh, everyone. Oh my gosh. Thank you, Josh.
This gives me a good chance to sweat more about trying to explain this thing.
So you're building up to the tricky bit?
That's right. Yeah.
Okay. Great.
Hello.
Great. We'll just share a mark here.
But that means we have to harmonise.
Yeah. Shake it up, baby, now.
Will this get edited out or should I explain what's happening? We'll probably just leave this in, won't we?
Yeah.
AJ. If anyone still listening to this show.
Is anyone listening now? Is this thing on?
The three of us don't listen anymore. For a little while, we've had a great editor named AJ do it. But I do think sometimes... Oh, the horse is in. Woo! Giddy up.
Thank you, Josh.
Let us know if AJ is taking the piss, all right? Someone...
Yeah.
It's just that he puts out an audio clip each week of him going... Beep, beep, boop.
Yeah, we should start putting out the time code, how long the files were that we gave him.
Yeah.
And if it's longer, then we'll know that he's edited shit in.
Yeah. Like how he sings the Friends theme song. Yeah. Have we done that publicly before?
No.
Okay, no, you got to say. Okay, so to sync up.
You react however you react.
This is how to sync. If you're recording on Zoom, two separate people, this is how AJ makes everyone in sync.
And I impersonate AJ's. My throat's a bit sore, but I'll try and do my best AJ. He's a Kiwi man. You might have heard him on the Barbie and June episodes. So you react however you want to. So no one told you life was gonna be this way.
Great. And it works every time. It's fantastic.
Not that many got on board.
I think I was too busy laughing at your impression of AJ. Your borderline offensive impression of AJ.
How could that be offensive? He loves it. That is classic inner city white boy Dave. Always taking offense on behalf of Kiwis across the Dutch.
He's slid into my DMs and said, it's so hurtful. It's not true. Not true. Not true. He loves it. All right. Where were we? You're building up to something very complicated.
Yes. So according to Kat Eschner, writing for the Smithsonian, starting in 1729, the French government started running a lottery of bonds it owned in an attempt to promote the purchase of these bonds. Only bondholders could buy tickets in the lottery.
Great. One question. What are bonds? we don't have time.
Look, I don't know, but basically the idea is they're trying to sell more bonds. So they're saying if you own bonds, then you can buy lottery tickets. So get those bonds and then you can also win money maybe. That's their scheme. All right. That's the easy bit to understand.
Okay. So far, so good?
Yeah.
So
bonds and lotteries and money.
But it's a lottery that's so exclusive you have to own bonds, government bonds, to enter the lottery. The system had it that the price of the lotto tickets were related to the value of the bond you owned. So if you buy a cheaper bond, your lotto tickets are cheaper. If you have more expensive bonds, those lotto tickets cost more. But here's where they might have made a mistake. The tickets were of equal value.
So you have the same chance.
You have the same chance of winning.
But you've got a better ticket. Your ticket's better. Right? Yeah. You spend more, you get a better ticket.
No, you get the same ticket.
Yeah, okay.
So this was the system Voltaire was able to take advantage of after he met a fellow beautifully minded man named Charles-Marie de la Commandant.
Wow.
It's so beautiful. Language of love.
Yeah. Oh, my God. Yeah.
So romantic.
Condiment.
Oh, my God. You're getting hot under the collar? My God.
So, yeah, he bumped into this guy, and as it turned out, Charles-Marie de la Condiment had a bit of a mind for numbers. He was a maths man, maths genius. And according to Andy Williamson, writing for Today I Found Out, Voltaire at the time was struggling financially, but de la Condiment had a plan which he proposed to Voltaire that would help make Voltaire and himself a boatload of money via ever so slightly unscrupulous means. Though technically they weren't breaking any laws. And this was, of course, by taking advantage of this massive loophole in the lottery. Basically, De La Condamine realised if he bought up all the cheap bonds, he'd then be able to buy all the cheap lotto tickets, which had the same chance of winning as the expensive tickets. And that's what he did.
Right.
So they had a little pool, him and Voltaire, and maybe a couple of others, and basically rigged it so he could buy tickets for... It was in a different currency, but say he's buying a ticket for $1 while other people are having to pay $1,000, but the ticket has an equal chance. So he bought... So
Not a
there's
good system.
one guy's bought $1,000 ticket because he owns, and whereas these guys have 1,000 bonds and bought $1,001 tickets. So for the same price, they have 1,000 times more chance of winning. Does that make sense?
Yeah, you got it.
Holy shit.
Good for you.
And believe it or not, the plan was a massive success and Voltaire lived his whole life off the winnings. His whole career was basically fun. The only reason we know of Voltaire is because he stumbled onto this scheme. Isn't that wild? He was broke.
Wow.
There's another giant of history and previous to go on topic, Giacomo Casanova.
Wow.
Jesus Christ.
Did you even tell the story of Casanova in this room, maybe? No.
No, it's a really old one.
I'm thinking of the guy who fucked a lot. No.
Mr. Hands?
Yeah.
Is that who you're talking about?
Certainly not, Dave. I learned my lesson after the second time.
I can't think of
No,
it.
the guy with the magic dick. Oh, Mr. Hands. No, what was
Rasputin.
Rasputin. I've got Rasputin and Casanova mixed up in my head. Anyway. Apparently, Casanova played a role in popularising the lottery in France that century as well. According to a case study outlined on the Yale website. Yeah, I've been reading. Casanova arrived in Paris in 1756, or as us Parisians say, Paris. This was after a spectacular escape from the Venice Inquisition. He convinced French ministers to establish a number lottery to support the new and struggling École Militaire, which I believe is like the French military school. The lottery was a great success, and Casanova received support from the king and the franchise fees from his lottery sales officers, allowing him the leisure and connections to charm society throughout Europe. So the reason he was able to go fuck around was also because of the lottery.
Is there anyone we've talked about who hasn't won a lottery before? About every report topic you go back to it, you're like, oh, Marie Curie. Lottery.
We only have penicillin because of lottery.
Because of the lottery. We should have more lotteries.
Wow.
They sound great.
So good. Around the time Casanova was championing the lottery in France, it was also starting to pop off in the north of America.
Oh, okay.
In North America.
All right.
According to an article by Scott Newman from NPR, lotteries flourished in the American colonies in the mid to late 1700s, and their proceeds went to build roads, bridges, churches, and colleges, according to Victor Matheson, who's a professor of economics at the College of the Holy Cross and also a lottery expert. And I love this, that he's a professor of economics, and I love this language he uses. He says, "We've had lotteries in the United States for a super long time."
That guy knows how to measure things.
And a lot of big things in US history were actually financed by them. Isn't that great? I just love how academic you made that sound. It's like heaps of big things, you know? It's actually really actually sick. In the 1800s, as prohibition began to spread, so too did the country's distaste for gambling. While religion was a big motivator for this, there was also a lot of corruption. According to Matheson, there were cases of lottery companies selling tickets, then ghosting everyone without paying out. That was happening a bit. The house. Dastardly.
Yeah, I personally hate the house in all forms. All forms.
All right. Well, I'm going to let your house know that, and you'll be on the street.
Oh,
Damn
my
it.
God. You can't go home tonight.
Oh, I can't even sleep in the doghouse. Fuck.
You get home, and your house like, I've heard things, David.
No, please.
After World War II, lotteries made a bit of a comeback in America. Similar to other points in history, it allowed states and cities to improve infrastructure while not raising taxes. New Hampshire was the first state to bring back the lottery in a big way, and that was in the 1960s, and many states followed suit. And they're like here in Australia, lotteries are now a pretty standard thing. Your nanas are doing them, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, just putting on my numbers. Always play the same numbers. 69.
Wow, Nana. My gosh.
Yeah, I don't know. I mentioned this on a recent Patreon episode, but I don't know if I've mentioned it on the main feed. But I used to sell lottery tickets at a shop.
Oh, yeah?
But I ended up getting sacked there because I didn't have a big enough personality, apparently.
He wasn't charming enough.
And I told Dave and Jess this a couple of weeks ago, and they were like, I forgot that I didn't tell them the end of the story. They were like, "What? That's so weird. You got a lot of personality and that sort of stuff." But what I didn't tell you was I was replaced by a middle-aged woman named Karen who was oozing personality, honestly. After I saw her in action, I'm like, okay. Okay.
I don't have Karen level charm.
Yeah, she was something else.
Karen's a pillar of the community.
Yeah, she's fantastic.
You're a piece of shit.
Yeah. In comparison to Karen. I remember I sold a big winning ticket one time, and I got the phone call and said, "Oh, it's someone from the Herald Sun or something. Do you want to comment on selling the ticket?" And I said, "Oh, it was a real thrill."
This guy's charming as fuck.
Can't believe it.
And then the boss came in and said, "Did you speak to the media?" And he chewed me out. I said it was a big thrill. I'm like, "I'm sorry, I was 16. I didn't know. They asked a question, I just answered."
Dave, should we consider firing Matt for not having enough personality?
Oh my god, not enough, my god. And he's always
Actually, for me, he's got a little too much.
Yeah, and he's always yapping to the media.
Yeah.
We're all over the Daily Mail because of this guy. It's embarrassing.
So anyway, this has all been really just a bit of a lead up to the main story. I'm going to tell two main stories about lotto winners. And this first one, she's known as the unluckiest lottery winner. Her name is Tunda Dickerson, which is a beautiful name. This was suggested by two people, Emma Sharp from sunny Brunswick and Isaac from Tacoma in either Western Australia or Washington. Or maybe just a place called Wa.
Tacoma, wow.
Emma or Isaac in.
Nah.
That one was a little more likely, to be honest. Seeing as we have no idea where Tacoma is. But before I get into that story about Tonda, there's so many horror stories for lotto winners.
I actually have to come clean and say that I am a lottery winner.
Here we
What?
fucking go. And I don't have a house still.
Yeah. Well, you might soon. Because I've in a syndicate with 3 other people. We put our money in every week. We've been in it for 8 years. Mm-hmm. Last month, we won $700. I could not believe it. I could not believe it. And then I did the calculations and I've worked out I'm still several $1,000s in the hole. Like, I'm so far down. But it was amazing. What a feeling.
Yeah. Dave and I have an agreement that if he wins big in the lotto, he has to buy me a house.
And it's not a 2-way agreement.
No. It's only if Dave wins. If I win, what's mine is mine. But what's Dave's is mostly mine.
This, as we might hear later, but this is the kind of thing could be used in court later. Are you agreeing to that, Dave?
Okay.
Yes, I am. I agree.
I agree that if I win over $1 billion, I will buy Jess a house in the middle of fucking
10
nowhere.
mil. 10 mil, buy me a house.
No, that's half a house now.
100 mil, buy me a house. A little one.
Don't be a tight ass, Dave.
Buy me a house.
100 mil?
You've won 100 mil. I want less than a mil.
I don't think
I was about to really go to town on Tonda saying what a tight ass, but fucking hell.
I'm with Tundra. All right, okay, over 100 million.
You buy me a house.
US. You got a deal.
All right.
You got a deal.
I'll take that.
But
House
yeah.
of my choosing.
He's going to put me in a doghouse.
So yeah, there's been a lot of disasters over the years. Alabama News gives a few examples, saying a simple Google of past lottery winners will present you with dozens of examples of how such a life-changing win can quickly turn your life upside down. And then here's some 3 dot points. Yes, they're grim, but we'll move on.
I'll be the judge of that. No, I'm boring. You're grim facts. Okay, sorry. I'll tell you if they're dull.
Someone named Aruj Khan was poisoned a day after winning $1 million in 2012.
That is pretty grim.
What are the chances? Unbelievable.
Probably less than the chances of winning the lottery.
Honestly,
Michigan winner Amanda Clayton was found dead from a drug overdose less than a year after winning $735,000. Why'd I read that one out?
Sounds like she probably had a pretty good year.
Okay.
Yeah, a day. That's not enough time.
A year?
A year, okay. Or finally, there is a man in Georgia who was done for investing $3 million of his winnings into a meth ring.
You got to spend money to make money. That's good business.
You got to
That's just
spend
good
meth
business.
to make meth.
But yeah, tonight we're talking about a story that thankfully doesn't involve quite as much tragedy, but it does still have a fair chunk of drama.
Ooh.
Fantastic.
So this takes place in March of 1999 at the Grand Bay, Alabama Waffle House. Yeah, this is the setting for a lot of drama. A regular at this Waffle House was named Edward Seward Jr., and he tipped the waitresses with lottery tickets he had bought while in Florida. It was a regular there. He knew everyone by name, and that's how he'd always tip them. He was a 40-year-old former restaurant manager, and yeah, it was pretty good mates with the staff.
That's a great way to tip, though, is because you go, look, obviously this is a lot less than 15% of the bill
But it could be.
now, but it could be hundreds of times the bill.
Mm.
So you're really getting away with that. But
Yeah.
obviously he's just a tight ass, isn't he?
But the interesting thing is what made them sort of a bit more exciting was that in Alabama, lottery was illegal.
Oh.
And I think it might still remain to this day. They're trying to legalize it. But yeah, so he's going across the border. He's going over to Florida, bringing them back. So there's something extra exciting about
Okay,
them.
that's cool.
They're legal to get them across the state lines, but you couldn't buy them in the state, if you know what I mean.
His boot is just full of little bits of paper.
Help yourself. Rifling around in there.
A year before, they did try and get legislation passed to allow lotteries to happen in Alabama, but voters shot it down in a referendum. They didn't want it. It's probably, but yeah. Funnily enough, while they don't allow that, you can still legally gamble in Alabama on horse and dog racing or at casinos on tribal-owned land. So they're like, not those lotteries.
Yeah.
Evil. Get me the dish lickers. Betting of the gods. Respectable. Like Jesus would have done. Anyway, back to the Waffle House. On March the 6th, the waitresses who were on shift at the Waffle House checked their tickets, but there were no winners. The next day, 2 more waitresses checked their tickets, including the subject of this story, Tunda Dickerson. And she won big. Not big enough for Dave to buy you a house, Jess, but she won $10 million.
Oh, yeah, 10 million. You're not even buying me. You're a tight ass. You're a bad friend. That's what you are. All I'm asking is a free house, and you're like, I have a child.
Yeah. They're fucking
Whatever.
expensive, man.
And the real child here is Dave. So, yeah, there were 2 winners. It was a $20 million prize pool, so she won half the jackpot.
Wow.
You're probably thinking, how good is this?
I am thinking that.
She got her money. How good is this?
Great. Everyone's happy.
I was wondering if anyone would enjoy that, but I'm so glad that
Ebony.
Ebony did.
Seamless. That'll edit down real nice.
It's a Rex Hunt quote. Doesn't matter. Me and Ebony got it, but the guy used to
Oh,
play for
she got her money. How good's this? Yeah. You've told us.
after he
before.
got done. Yeah, whatever. It's probably a story for another day. But yeah, unfortunately, this is where things started to unravel. She was obviously very excited, and so were her co-workers. Also rostered on that day were Sandra Dino, Angie Tisdale, Matthew Adams, and Jackie Fairley. All of them were also given tickets in the lottery by Seaward, but of course none of them won. But according to them, all of the waitresses at the Waffle House had an ongoing agreement to split their tips.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Including any winnings from the lottery tickets.
What you got to do is get on a podcast and say, lay it all out.
Yeah, 100 million.
100 million US dollars, you'll get a house of my choosing.
Oh. I don't know why I haven't said that. Can I have one too?
I'm afraid.
Dave.
Sorry, she doesn't want me to. Yeah.
So all the co-workers are like, yes, we won.
Yeah, we won.
And
how good is our win?
Tanda's like, we won? I don't think so. So yeah, they were pretty furious. They weren't the only ones who were upset. Also, Seaward, the ticket buyer.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And the people that sold the ticket and the lottery company. We deserve some of that win.
No, but apparently Tonda had promised to buy him a pickup truck if she ever won. She said, that was just a flippant comment.
All right, she's way tighter than me.
Yeah,
10 million in a pickup truck? You can have a pickup. Do you want that?
Yeah, all right.
Fine. If I win more than 10 million, you can have a pickup truck.
Can I have a pickup truck too?
I'm afraid we're sold out. Sorry. That was the last one. Really sorry.
He's not made of money, Matt.
So come on.
All right, you're taking the piss,
That
mate.
was rude.
Yeah. Rude to ask a friend that. Oh.
So yeah, she never came good on that either. So that was just a little joke. I wasn't as if I was ever buying you a pickup truck. Well, you say that. What is that as a percentage out of 10 million? It would be like what, 50%? How much would a truck cost?
I don't know.
It couldn't be much. Probably less than 50.
Wow. And he bought the ticket.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Help him out.
Apparently, when they win over there, you got to go to the lottery office to collect the winnings in person, and there you have to decide. I'd be interested to see what you would do here. You have to decide whether you'd take $375,000 a year over 30 years, or take a big lump sum.
I guess it depends if the big lump sum is like $374,000 or something.
Well, it's a $10 million win.
You get it all at once?
But I think a chunk of it's taken out by tax and stuff, so...
What should we do?
I feel like I've seen TikToks explaining the way that you should do it, and I can't remember what those TikToks said. Take the lot, says Soph,
Take
so
the
I
lot?
trust Soph.
Mm-hmm.
And if you fucked me over, so help me God.
I guess because you can invest it now, right? And it can compound over the 30 years, but otherwise you get...
interest.
Yeah.
Sophie takes us up... I think Sophie takes us up to 4 of the names in the front row we know.
Yes?
Stephen?
Ebony's husband. Partner. Fiance. Not yet married. Soon. I'm going to the wedding.
Jess also knows the marital status of everyone in the front row.
So all of a sudden people are coming at her with lawsuits. And she lawyered up as well, tried to get the complaint dismissed, but the court refused to dismiss it, and it went before an advisory jury who found in the workmates' favour. They agreed that there was an oral agreement between staff, and she should have to share the winnings with them. Tonda appealed this decision, using the same arguments she'd previously used, this time in front of the Alabama Supreme Court, and in this case, she won. So she got to keep it all.
But by that time, the legal fees had probably eaten it all.
Honestly, and sorry about this, but bitch. You know? I'm sorry, but bitch.
I'm looking forward to seeing how you go with this roller coaster that's to come. But
will I regret saying what I just said?
well, I don't know, will you?
I'm going to stand by it. No matter what.
No, I think that's fair. Her legal troubles were not over. Seward, the guy who wanted the truck, he also took her to court, saying that there was a deal that if they won, she'd get him a truck. Also, she said that she'd share the winnings, and that's the only reason he gave her that as a tip. So she took the tip fraudulently. So really, he should get it all back. And then he would have shared it with the rest of the workmates.
He is a real C word, isn't he? Thank you. 3 years at comedy school.
That is a very good joke, but you think him sharing it amongst the workers would make him a real C word?
No, I thought of it before and I was waiting for you to stop talking for a second.
He is a real C word.
But yeah, unfortunately, the court upheld the previous decision and allowed Tunda to keep her winnings.
Upheld. Sorry. Continue.
So far she's held on to all of it. No one's got anything.
That's right. But the IRS now wanted to get their piece. It's important to know that since winning the lottery, Tunda had formed a corporation to claim those winnings. She owned 49% of it, which right off the bat seems like not enough.
Yeah.
But she had an oral agreement with her extended family that they would share the winnings if she ever won the lottery.
Oh, no.
And while in court, she said that the oral agreement with her workmates, you can't. That's not anything. And then she's taken to court by the IRS, and they're saying if this is not an oral agreement, you're gifting that to your family, and they should be taxed appropriately. She said, "Oh no, this was an oral agreement. This oral agreement is." Rock solid.
My word is my bond all the time.
Yeah. So the rest of her family own 51% of it. And apparently this is a pretty common practice for lottery winners. Tunda argued that this was because of her long-standing agreement with her family. And yeah, here's a quick rundown of her family tree. That her husband at the time, James, her brother John and his wife Laurie.
At the time.
Her sister Jennifer and her husband Larry and her mum Cynthia and her dad Bobby. Dad Bobby, he drew up the paperwork for the corporation with the family's okay, of course. And he decided on all the percentages. 49% would go to Tunda and her husband James, then husband, and the other couples will get 17% each, and the parents will get 17%. And then she was, with her 49%, she was going to split again with James's family, apparently. So splitting all these different ways. Yeah. This is all set up like straight after the win. But I should say by the time of the trial, Tunda and her husband had gotten a divorce. Yeah, sorry. I probably should have warned you that was coming.
Whoops.
What?
I'm so sorry. I know you were pretty invested
Tunda
emotionally.
and what's his name?
James.
Here I was believing in love. But it's a lie.
So
Maybe don't get married. No, don't. You should. You guys are different. You'll be good. You'll be right. Thanks for having my back there, boys, and both having a big sip at the same time.
Yeah. You've got this. Having a big drink. No, I reckon you're going to be great.
I didn't. Words couldn't even describe how much belief I have in you two.
Oh my God.
So the IRS, and you will not end up in a messy court. Okay,
Nah.
I would give you like a 49% guarantee. So the IRS take Tunda to court, saying that the 51% of the winnings that she gave away to family, that should have been considered a gift and therefore taxed as such. But she was like, no, it's an oral agreement, right? That was her case. The lawsuit took 13 years.
And in that time, was she allowed to spend any of the winnings?
I think she had some of it by this point.
Okay.
And in the end, the IRS won and had to pay $1.1 million in tax.
Oh, yeah.
So those are the end of they're the end of her legal woes. Only 13 years. So you might be going, is this even that unlucky? Well, the other thing that makes her story probably pretty well known is this last little bit of fuckness in her story. Just days before the court case with Seward was thrown out, Tunda was kidnapped by her ex-husband. But not James.
What?
Another ex-husband
Okay.
named Stacey Martin, who sounds like a real C word.
Stacey Martin, okay.
She divorced him in 1997, 2 years before the lottery win. According to an article on the Alabama Media Group website, Stacey Martin, now in his late 40s, lunged at Dickerson while she was driving in a truck in Jackson County. We know whose truck that should have been. Just rubbing it in Seward's face.
Yeah. Just doing laps around his house.
And apparently, she
was driving.
She was driving.
He lunged.
He lunged.
At a car.
Yeah.
And won.
What a man.
Honestly, I've gone against a car and it didn't go well.
You've been in a car accident.
I got hit by one.
Oh.
Yeah, remember she was on her bike and she lunged at that car?
I'm just not sure why you haven't brought this up before.
Why I haven't milked it for 6 months.
So, yeah, I don't really understand what happened, to be honest. But anyway, he kidnaps her and they drove on Highway 90 into Jackson County, where he took her to the boat launch at Bayou Heron, an isolated area. During the abduction, Tunda's phone rang a number of times. Initially, he wouldn't let her answer, but eventually she convinced him if he didn't, then people would come looking for her. It's like, they'll be sus if you don't answer the phone. So she goes, I'm going to answer the phone. But instead of picking up her phone, she pulled out a gun.
Sorry, I got to take this. Bit of fun.
And for those at home, Dave pulled out a
Oh, sorry, I pulled
gun.
out a finger gun. Yeah. And he's like, what the fuck are you doing with your finger?
So she goes, I'll go for the phone, pulls out a gun and shot him.
What?
He then managed, it was not a fatal shot, he managed to get the gun off her and he was going to shoot her and she convinced him, no, don't shoot me. Then who's going to drive you to the hospital? And he's like, good point.
Okay. She's starting to have a bit of a Jess energy. And Dave Stacey.
Oh, good one. Okay, yeah. We'll get in the car.
No, you can't shoot me.
Oh, I hadn't thought of it like that. That's incredible.
Yeah, so as far as I know, they both survived. There's no record of him being charged. And it's not really clear of his motivation. You'd have to assume it had something to do with the lottery.
Yeah.
But, what was he going to do? His plan didn't seem like it made a lot of sense. The last we've heard publicly of Dickerson was when the IRS case was settled in 2012. And according to her social media profile, she's currently working as a poker dealer at the Golden Nugget Casino in Biloxi.
Okay.
So, happy ending. Started with lottery, ended with lottery. So I thought that was a weird story. I thought I'd end with a story that I think a lot of you might already know in Australia, but it's probably not as well known overseas. So let's finish with a bit of a happy story from an Australian lotto winner named Bill Morgan. This has been suggested by Tom Harris from Berkshire in the UK and Abby Weaver from Cambridge in England. All right, I could say it also might be known overseas. I forgot the internet went worldwide. So I'll finish by reading this story by journalist Chloe Whelan. Said, in the late 1990s, Australian man Bill Morgan experienced a string of bad luck. He was injured in a car crash while working as a truck driver and developed a heart condition. Then he suffered an allergic reaction to the drug used to treat the condition and ultimately had a heart attack. I said I was going to finish on a light note. Am I not? Morgan was clinically dead for 14 minutes.
Ooh.
And after being revived by medics was in a coma. Incredibly, days later, Mr. Morgan...
Tacoma?
What? What?
They got applause.
He said a word we said earlier. Whoa.
How do they do it? 3 years of comedy school.
Sorry, he's in a coma.
He's in a coma. This will make you feel better. I'm about to quote from him. He said, when I was lying in hospital, I thought, gee, I mightn't survive this. Obviously he did, though, because we're quoting him. I'm only 37, and at 37, I've got so much to look forward to, he told reporters at the time. And he was right. Within a year of the coma, Mr. Morgan was engaged to his future wife, had scored a new job, and won a $30,000 Toyota Corolla in the lottery.
Oh,
hell yeah.
that's the kind of car that hit me.
And no wonder you
That's actually
survived.
true.
Lucky it wasn't some pickup truck that Dave... That's why you shouldn't buy me one, because you know in the end, it will kill you. You know. News outlets picked up the Aussie story as a heartwarming tale of shifting luck. And what happened next was even more remarkable. This is probably the bit you know. When Mr. Morgan was asked by a local TV station to reenact his story, he bought another ticket, and this is what happened. He won again. This is what he said. You'll know this quote, maybe.
I love it.
I just won $250,000. I'm not joking. I think I'll have another heart attack. It's the best footage. If you haven't seen it, check it out. It's such a great clip.
And he does a bit of this, doesn't he? Like, oh.
He half faints against the wall. Yeah. I'm not joking. It was the best. Yeah. The article goes on, but really that's the peak of it, to be honest.
It just doesn't get better. That's the best.
Yeah, that actually...
Give it up for Matt Stewart, everybody.
Oh, what a guy.
I've seen that clip a bunch of times. I never knew the backstory to it, though.
No, I didn't know. And you seem to recognise the name. A lot of people recognise the name. I've seen that clip lots of times. I didn't know. But, man, that is the best video.
Oh, I'm not joking.
I'm not joking.
So good.
The best.
Oh, what a fun time we've had here today.
I love you. So for the people at home, Matt kept reading and was like, no one have that. And then just slowly closed his laptop. We'll end there.
Got too
we'll end there.
sad.
Yeah, I probably should have skimmed it a bit more before.
Yeah, that's great stuff.
I saw the word bad arthritis. I thought, all right. Yeah. Well, but we probably don't need to keep reading. Probably from all that scratching.
Yeah. So, if we pass the hat around now, would everyone put 10 cents in and we'll all buy a lottery ticket together? What do you think?
What do you think?
And if we win, I'll take it all. Agreed?
Is that an oral promise?
Yeah, that's a promise. But yeah, thanks so much for coming out, everyone. Oh my gosh.
Can I say, is anyone looking for something to do right now? I'm gonna walk up to my other venue. We're doing our show Dry, me and his friend Jai Mana, and I'll walk you all up. Give you a piggyback if you need it. Might stop for a beer at the Catfish on the way through. Show's at 7:15. Tickets available. Last week I very smugly said, can't come tonight, sold out. Tonight I'm saying, please come. But yeah, me and Serena are going to walk up from here like in half an hour's time or whatever. So, let's do it. And
I saw the show during the week. It's fantastic. You're on fire.
Yeah, there is a part where I light myself on fire.
No, you got to go. He's
big
the best.
finale.
You got to go.
Really
Fantastic.
beautiful.
Just anything to plug?
Go see shows. Go see the Newlyweds. They're an improv group. They're really, really great. It's our good friend Marcel, who we've had on the podcast before. Go see comedy stuff. Please give it up as well for Caitlin on the door and also all the staff here.
Sound.
Josh on sound. Give it up for them, please.
Thank you so much.
Also, Our quiz show web series is coming out every Sunday night at the moment.
Oh, yeah, new episode tonight at 8 o'clock with Andy Matthews and Lizzie Hu quizzing about the Olympics. So you can watch that at home for free on YouTube, but go see Matt. It's way better than that. It's way better. It's way better.
And YouTube will be there when you get home. Our show will not.
That's right.
Unless you want it to be.
I don't know what that means. Hey, that's the end of the show. Thank you so much for coming out. We'll see you next time. Goodbye. Thank you. And we're back in the studio.
Oh, it's good to be back in the studio.
Oh, my goodness.
My goodness, I've got more room here. I can stretch out.
Exactly.
Not all those creepy little eyes staring at me from the shadows.
You mean Matt?
I don't know what those little eyes were.
Thank you so much to everyone that came down to this one at the Melbourne Comedy Festival in the Basement Comedy Club.
We had a really fun time at the Comedy Festival this year. Audiences were great. A lot of repeat offenders. Audience members.
Repeat customers.
Repeat customers. We had a great time. So, thank you for coming down. It was a lot of fun. Truth be told, we're recording this much later, and I don't remember much of it. But I'm told we had a good time.
Yes, no, it was a fun time. So we did two this day. For context, on the day, we did an episode that came out a couple of weeks ago on presidential incidents with Nick Mason. Then we had a little break, maybe 20 minutes or something, and then we were back out there doing this one on the lottery, just as what we were talking about.
That's right. Yes, I was eating snacks in that 20-minute break and drinking electrolytes.
What snacks
because
were you
I
having?
am an athlete.
Yes, that's right.
What was I having? Cheese and crackers? Carrots?
That's what Usain Bolt used to have before every race.
Every race.
Cheese and bickies.
You have some cheese and bickies. You got the carbs. You got some protein. You got some good fats. It's a perfect snack. Had some carrots and some hummus. And I had those. I had to hydrate because I'm a migraine girly. Okay,
you sounded hydrated.
I got to be
up there.
careful with the hydration.
You sounded great in the episode.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun. So the only thing that we need to do to add on to the fun that we already had was a little bit more fun.
A little bit more fun.
Do you want to have a little bit more fun with me?
And we do that by saying goodbye to Matt Stewart.
Yeah, we say sayonara, you bitch.
Yeah. You always have that bit.
I do. And you keep asking me not to. And one day I will learn. But that day is not today.
Now, what are the highlights of the episode, just to get us back into the
when
lottery
Matt left.
vibe? Yes, it was when Matt left. Obviously, that's the highlight of today. But on that day when Matt was talking about the lottery and stuff, he talked about Bill Morgan, the guy that won Bill Morgan that won a car, and then he was filmed winning a scratchy. And we sort of did a few quotes from him on the show, but I've actually dug up the YouTube video, and it's one of my all-time favorites. And just to give you a bit of context, this is the audio. You can find this clip. Man wins money live on TV, in brackets, Australia. And the uploader is 90s Wrestling Boy.
Okay.
This is from 2012, this video, but it was filmed in 1999. 3.5 million views nearly.
Wow.
This is the moment Bill Morgan wins.
Now a TV station wants Bill to reenact how he won the car. So they tell him to buy another lottery ticket and scratch it off. Watch what happens when he does it again for the cameras.
I just won 250,000. I'm not joking.
I'm not joking.
I'm not joking.
I'm not joking.
I've just Googled 250K in 1999 worth today. And it would be about $468,000 today.
Bill, well done.
So that's a lot of money. Like it's, that's a significant chunk of change. Huge. Could have bought a house for that back then.
Oh my God, absolutely. And now you could buy a car park?
You could get a reduced mortgage on a house.
Yeah, you could use that money to buy a house.
It could be 20 years instead of 30 maybe. Yeah. Oh, probably not. Probably not going to take 10 years off. But you could probably do it in 25 instead. And that's great.
Yeah. And
that's freedom.
And Jess is not joking.
I'm not joking. I'm not joking.
I love him so much.
Amazing.
So so back in the lottery vibe here. So now we can move on to our favourite section of the show.
Yes.
Our Patreon section where we thank a few people. Support the show, keep the lights on, keep us rocking, keep us rolling, keep us greased, keep these wheels greased. You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying? And we always start with the fact, quote, or question section. Mm-hmm. And I believe Jess has a little jingle. It goes something like this.
Fact, quote, or question.
Ding.
Oh. He always remembers the ding. I always remember the sing.
She absolutely does. Now, this is the first section of our Patreon section. Basically, if you want to support the show, you can go to patreon.com/dogoonpod at any time. It's a 24-hour website.
That's right. We do not shut it down.
Exactly. Except if there's technical difficulties. But that's
sometimes it gets shut down.
I don't know if that's ever by the government. The FBI, I don't like it. But patreon.com/ I'm feeling a bit silly after my juice. Patreon.com/
Sorry, he didn't drink a juice. I juiced him.
Yeah, I've been juiced up. I'm twitching. Patreon.com/dogoonpod, and you can get bonus episodes. We put out 3 a month, plus there's 200 in the back catalogue to unlock immediately. You can be in the Facebook group. You can get advanced knowledge of all the live shows we do, get discount tickets.
Yeah.
And
you name it, we do it.
Exactly. Shout outs. We do that?
Shout outs.
Great. In fact, quite a question. Do you do that?
Yes.
And what exactly does that mean?
Well, that means that people that support us on the Sydney Scheinberg Deluxe level, is that correct?
That's right. Or above.
Or above. Get to submit a fact, a quote, a question, a suggestion, a brag, it can be anything, a shout out. And they give themselves a title as well. I would love to read these to you, Dave, if you don't mind.
I'd love if you read them to me. Thank you.
So, first up, we have Sky. Sky's title is Consummate Unprofessional.
That's very good.
That's a bit of fun.
You never hear that.
You never hear that.
And then we should. And
Sky has given us a collection of words I like.
Oh, fantastic.
Oh, I think I like this a lot. Okay, here we go. Here's a list of words. Anachronism, ramp, cloister, crepe,
okay.
grunt, cranky,
yep.
pork, gazpacho, pistachio. I can see a bit of a common theme there. Slack, crass, general, brigadier, grenadier, Nanaimo, clamp. Oh, clamp's good.
Clamp.
What are some words you like? Sky, I liked saying all of those, and I liked hearing them back in my headphones.
They were all strong words,
They were very strong. My favourite word is glockenspiel.
Oh, wow. Mine's plop.
Plop. That's good.
Plop.
I think it's the, obviously, everything's satisfying about plop, actually, because it's got the pl, which is fun. P and L is fun. And then an O, and then p.
A tight,
really sharp P at the end.
That. Plop.
Glockenspiel is fun for the Glock, I think.
Yeah, that's fun.
That's fun.
I like it a lot too. And then it's just a nice thing to imagine. It's a lovely little instrument.
Yeah, true.
Glockenspiel.
Glockenspiel's always been a fave of mine.
That's great. What about, how would you rank your go-to idea word is banana? Do you actually like it as a word?
No.
Interesting.
Not at all. But you're right. If anybody puts me on the spot and says, name something, I'll say banana every time.
Even if you don't even like banana that much?
I eat bananas.
But like it's fine to you. It's not like...
Yeah, it's not my fave.
It's not on your mind because it's like, I love it.
A fruit I would seek out is like grapes.
That's a fun word to say, grape.
Grape. Banana, it's more just like a habit from eating them before basketball as a teen.
Yeah.
And I don't like banana-flavoured things. So like banana bread or banana milk, I don't like it.
Yeah, okay.
So it doesn't make any sense that that's my go-to word. I should just say glockenspiel.
Why don't you?
I don't know.
Or cloister.
Cloister.
That's good. I'd rate that word a lot.
Yeah, there were some really fun ones in there.
Even like a simple one, ramp.
I actually really liked cranky and pork.
Pork.
Crass was good. Clamp, clamp was good.
Yep.
They were all really fun words. Grunt.
More of this. I want to hear more
I love this.
Favourite words.
And I might start a little list going of words I like. Glockenspiel's definitely there. Ooh, are there any names you really like saying? I mean, we had Darren Aronofsky we said recently we really liked.
Yes, when we were doing the whale on the Phrasing the Bar podcast on Patreon. Darren Aronofsky. Gosh, that's fun to say.
So fun to say. Yeah, I'm going to start a little list in my phone of words I like.
Hey, controversial. I'd also like to hear words you don't like.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair.
If you want to write in with any of those.
Nah.
You can't think of any you don't like?
I used to not like tits.
Tits.
I didn't like it. Don't know why.
But then you've grown to love tits?
I love tits. No, then I think what changed it for me was I think it was in the film I Love You Man, and Jason Segel referred to something as the tits. That's the tits. Meaning it was great. And I liked it.
It was like an explosion in your mind. Like,
yeah,
oh my gosh.
I kind of like that. That's the tits.
That's the tits.
Tits is fun. Keep those coming. I enjoyed that very much. So if you can't think of anything for your fact, quote, or question,
Yeah,
and
just
that's what's holding you back,
Yeah.
just tell us some words you like or don't like.
Yeah, because there's quite a few people we haven't heard from in a while on there.
Yeah.
And there's no pressure ever to put anything in.
No pressure.
But if you want to, it's fun for us too.
It's very fun. It's fun for everybody. And it's part of what you know, this is what you get for your contribution.
Yeah, that's right, 'cause
I
you
was
get
about to say it's what you pay for, and I didn't quite mean that.
That feels bad,
but it sounded
I know
worse
what
when I
you
said
mean.
it's what you get.
Is what you get. That's what you get. You get what you get and you don't get to complain,
Okay? Shut up.
But I like this because you're part of being part of the show. And there's always something new like that. A list of words. Never would have thought
Love
of that.
that. Great stuff, Sky. Thank you so much. Very consummately unprofessional of you. And next, Piper Gallagher has given themselves the title Money Launderer. I mean, Accounting Specialist. Wink.
Thank you so much.
For Do Go On's perfectly legitimate, wink, international chain of laundromats.
I did tell you that FBI has been trying to shut down Patreon.
Do laundry. Wink.
Oh my, we really shouldn't have put the wink in the title there.
That's really good stuff, Piper. Piper's given us a suggestion. I'd be interested to see if it's a chain of laundries. We'll find out.
Okay.
Piper says, I've realised how poor I am at coming up with ideas for this, so I'm resorting to song recommendations. That's not resorting, mate. That's fantastic.
That's great.
I mean, Sky just gave us words they like, so...
Yes, and we agree.
Allow me to take you on a brief journey. Okay. I re-listened to your episode about the imposter zombies, an underrated favourite of mine, and that got me listening to the zombies again. Will I be recommending a zombie song? No.
Okay.
That's far too simple. Revisiting the zombies compelled me to check out an old favourite track of mine by a band called Say Hi. The track is called Oh 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 Oh. I might have missed an O there. Oh. And it's the best song the Zombies never wrote, and based on Matt's previous recommendation of bands like the OCs and Jess recommending 1,000 Times by Big Blood, which is legitimately my top tracks of all time now. Me too. It's so good. This seemed like something that might be up all yours alley, or laneway, as it were. That's good stuff. It gives heavy time of the season vibes, and the jaunty horn riff always makes me happy. The song is lyrically a little spicy, not overly explicit, but certainly sensual. So I won't make Matt uncomfortable by making him read out an excerpt. Thank you. You would have made me uncomfortable. Cheers. Thanks for the pod. That's awesome.
That's cool. And I will say I do know the band.
You do?
I've seen the guy. It's a solo guy.
Oh, nice.
He opened for Death Cab for Cutie about 10 years ago here in Melbourne.
Ah.
And I think I know that song. Bum, 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 something like that.
Sick.
There's like a horn.
I mean, you've got the aux plugged
I know
in.
I do. I know, but will we get a YouTube strike for this? Let's have a quick listen. We'll get like 2 seconds.
Okay. Oh, yeah, I forgot.
That's all we're getting. It's really cool.
Is vaguely
Yeah.
familiar.
Do you know that sound?
Kind of. I will go listen to that.
Yeah, but
as soon as we're done.
I agree. It's a
Piper.
very cool song. So thank you for the recommendation.
And yeah, it's
Oh, but I hadn't thought about the band in a while too. So this is
Yeah.
like a recommendation that jogs my mind.
it's a good reminder.
I've seen that guy.
And yeah,
And he had good banter between songs.
Matt recommending OCs and me talking about 1,000 Times by Big Blood. It's one of those rare occurrences where I heard a song and just went, oh shit, like this is gonna be a favorite of mine forever. It's so nice.
Yeah, that's great. That's really
That's
really
great. Thank you so much, Piper and Sky, for a collection of words. Yeah, that's all we have for Fact Quote a Question this week.
Thank you very much. If you want us to get involved, patreon.com/DoGoOnPod, and you can be part of the show.
You lucky duck. Now, the next thing we have to do, and we get to do, I should say, is thank some of our wonderful Patreons who support us on the shout-out level or above. What we do is we give them a shout-out. We usually make a little bit of a game of it. I was thinking what they won in the lottery. You know, sometimes, obviously, it's usually money, but sometimes it could be a car or a house or a boat. Okay, I've just burned a few of them.
Yeah.
What do we say what they won?
What they won at the lottery. I love it.
It could be like a raffle even. They've just won something.
They've won a raffle. They've won a prize.
And next and they have won a prize. Do you want to go one for one?
Let's go one for one.
All right, fantastic. I'll kick things off. First up, from Ferntree Gully in Victoria, I would love to thank Christine H.
Christine H. has won a solid gold Toblerone.
Oh!
Obviously, you can't eat it, but
It looks great sitting on a desk.
It looks cool, yeah. It's a good paperweight / is worth several $100,000, if not $1 million.
So you'd probably just sell it.
You'd probably sell it. But depending on how wealthy you already are,
Yeah.
maybe your paperweights can be $1 million worth of gold.
And maybe you just hold back on selling it until it's even more valuable.
Yeah.
I can imagine gold is only going to go up
It's
forever.
an investment.
Right?
Yeah.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Dave, is that true?
Speak to your financial advisor. This advice is general in nature only.
Just a little legal note there.
Legal note, we do not know anything.
We
and
are the dumbest people you've never met.
we are not millionaires. And I do not have any gold, so I don't know anything.
No, I don't. I'm a silver girly or rose gold, really, these days, which is gold, I suppose.
Okay.
But it's got like copper in it or something.
See, that's how little we know. I don't even know.
I don't know what it is. Do you want to thank someone?
Oh, yeah, sorry, because I said that. I forgot it was my turn. I'd like to thank from Fernie Voltaire
Oh.
in France.
Oh.
Oh, my goodness. Fernie Voltaire, it's Eleanor Lucas or Lucas.
How is Fernie Voltaire going to be pronounced in French, Dave? You've done some French lessons.
Fernie Voltaire.
Oh, my God, he's good.
It's a commune in France.
Oh,
There you go, in eastern France.
beautiful.
Lies between the Ural Mountains and Swiss border.
Stunning.
It forms part of the metropolitan area of Geneva, so very close on the border then.
Cool.
How cool is that?
And Eleanor actually won
Yes.
a duck.
Okay, solid gold or...
A golden duck. Yes.
Some people want a golden goose. Eleanor got the golden
duck. That was the golden goose was like the first prize. Eleanor came second and got a golden duck, which is still very good because the third person got a golden rat. It's much smaller, much less gold, much less valuable.
Yes.
So and it's like a pretty big sized duck. What's the biggest duck? Oh, if only Gary Chalk was here.
Oh, yeah, I wish.
I'm going to Google biggest
Duck. Some sort of like Mongolian
Okay.
livestock.
Male Muscovy duck. It's the largest duck in North America. But the female's half the size. What's the biggest duck? They large males reaching 86 centimeters in length and exceeding 7 kilos. You got 7 kilos of solid gold. Eleanor, you're set for life.
That's great.
You're welcome.
I've Googled largest duck in the world and the world's largest rubber duck has come up in Princeton, Minnesota.
Okay, should it be solid gold that size?
Yes.
Oh my
it's
God.
huge.
Eleanor, this is actually too much. All right, let's move away from solid gold.
60 foot tall, 15 and a half ton inflatable rubber duck.
No, too much. That's too much. Eleanor would be too
Maybe
powerful.
it moves around. Now there's a photo of it in Detroit.
Eleanor would be too powerful. It's going to be the 7 kilo duck. You get 7 kilos of gold,
You're
not
happy with that,
multiple
Eleanor?
tons.
Come
Okay,
on.
that's enough.
But thank you for listening to us.
Thank you for listening, but let's not let the power go to your head. I would love to thank from Edinburgh in Scotland, Julia Honan.
Julia Honan has won a cricket bat signed by Australian cricketer Michael Clarke.
Whoa!
You know, sometimes at raffles and things you can win. Like
And they'll be worth something to a
something,
collector
yeah.
at some point. If you keep that in good nick,
Yeah, Julia, over in Edinburgh.
that's good stuff.
Not sure how into cricket you are, but, it's
I'm
still...
sure now that you've got that, very into cricket.
Yeah. I would like to thank from, I don't know this place, Irraring in New South Wales. It's Caitlin Corrigan.
Caitlin Corrigan, that first and foremost, you've won a fantastic name.
Can we put that in our favorite sounds?
Caitlin Corrigan. That is satisfying.
Darren Aronofsky and Caitlin Corrigan.
Oh my God, that's good. And Caitlin has actually won a lifetime supply of nippies.
Oh my gosh,
That's
yes.
your dream.
I love that. Is it different flavors? Nippies is a well, they do juices, but also my favorite thing is their flavored
Flavored milk.
UHT milk.
Yeah, okay,
because
yep.
sort of that long life milk.
Yes, yep.
I love chocolate, strawberry, honeycomb is fantastic.
Ooh,
Even
honeycomb would be
vanilla is good.
Not
Not banana though.
Not banana. I like their iced coffee. It's a really good iced coffee.
So maybe you could pick whichever one.
Yeah. But a lifetime supply. And a lot of the times, lifetime supplies is actually kind of bullshit. And they just drop off like a pallet of it and that's it.
Although we
This is a
assume that-
genuine
yeah,
lifetime
like,
supply.
We assume, like it's on tap.
You let us know when you're running low, when you're down to final 24 pack.
Yeah.
And we'll overnight ship you some.
We will never let you get below a slab.
You'll never get below a slab of nippies. Oh, no, I want a nippies.
Caitlin Corrigan, I hope you are not lactose intolerant. I would like to thank now from Boambi East, or am I doing two in a row here? Sorry about this. Boambi East in New South Wales, Sarah Grant.
Sarah Grant.
Sarah Grant
Sarah Grant
Sarah Grant
has
here.
won a signed life-size cutout of Hugh Grant.
Off Hugh Grant.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Hugh Grant might be up there with one of my favourite actors now.
He's done a lot of different roles over the last few years, hasn't he?
Well, yeah, because he played one character for about 15 years.
He was
maybe
great
longer.
at it. Fantastic.
Nobody was better at that character.
Yeah.
Foppish. Sam Peterson's impression of him. He was charming. Handsome, but not like super classically handsome, but beautiful. Great. So good in so many rom-coms. And then he's kind of hit his older age and he's playing some kooky characters. He's playing villains.
Hit the I don't give a fuck age.
And he's so good at it. Like he's in... Is it The Gentleman, where he's got this like fun sort of Cockney accent? He plays he's a villain in Paddington, and he's amazing. He's so fun.
That's great.
I'm loving him. So Sarah Grant, that's very valuable to me, and I will pay for it.
Yeah, a signed life-size cutout of Hugh Grant.
Yeah, save that until he dies, and then I reckon that'll really do well.
Yeah, absolutely.
I would like to thank from, I assume, maybe Dulwich in South Australia? Or knowing us, it could be like Dulwich. I don't know. Australia.
It feels like the original one was probably called Dulwich and we may have changed it.
It's probably Dulwich. Honestly, Australia, we give foreigners shit for not being able to pronounce places in our country, but we can't most of the time too. But from South Australia, I would love to thank Grace Harmer.
Grace Harmer she's won.
Yes.
The first ever Barbie.
Whoa.
That's a real collector's item. First ever.
Still in a box?
Still in a box.
Holy shit.
First ever. It's worth several million, I imagine.
That'd be worth a lot. Our editor AJ would be able to tell us how much. Because we were definitely listening to his report about Barbie. That's incredible. What a great win.
Yeah.
And all Grace bought was like 2 raffle tickets for like $5 each. Just thinking like, I'll just, I've got $10 on me. I'll do this for charity.
Yeah, I'll support my local primary school. And for some reason, they've got a multi-million-dollar Barbie up for grabs.
That is huge, Grace.
That's great.
Congratulations. Congratulations.
Wow, you're on fire.
I'm really glad I stuck to that. Your turn.
I would like to thank from Carlingford, New South Wales, it's Ali.
Ali.
A-L-L-Y.
Ali has won the Kentucky Derby.
Oh my gosh. And that was the prize? You are the winner of the Kentucky Derby?
Yep. Now Ali owns the Kentucky Derby. And what, you're going to tell me that's not worth anything?
Yeah, that's winning. You thought you won the Kentucky Derby. I won the Kentucky
Derby. That's pretty impressive.
Well done, Ali.
Well done. Congratulations. From Bristol, the home of that beautiful bridge we love.
Oh my God.
Is that true? Is that where that bridge is?
Yeah.
It's been a while.
The Clifton Suspension Bridge.
Nah, the Bristol Bridge. And I would love to thank Lily Morley.
Lily Morley.
That's fun to say too. Lily Morley.
Lily Morley.
I like that.
Has won an assortment of hats.
Whoa. Name some.
Fez.
Yes.
Deerstalker.
Is there a fedora in there?
I'm just having a look through the box. 2 fedoras. Red and black.
Is there a baggy green?
Yep, one at the back here, actually, yeah.
Is there a bucket hat?
Bucket hat. No, sorry. But there is a Legionnaires if you want to protect the back of your
That's
neck.
good. That's good.
So there is Sunsmart.
That's great, Lily. I mean, that's great if you were really into dress-ups.
Exactly. Do with that what you want.
Fantastic.
And finally, should I thank, from Odessa, Florida, I'd like to thank Erin Campbell.
Erin Campbell. Erin with 2 N's. Love to see it.
Campbell with 2 L's.
What? And Erin has won a 155-foot yacht.
That's huge.
Yeah.
I thought the Barbie was worth a lot. This is probably our best prize yet.
Yeah. It's big. It's got a pool.
What?
Yeah. It's got 5 bedrooms.
Oh, wow. This is amazing.
Each with an ensuite. Whoa. It's got a poop deck.
What about a wee deck?
That's just the previous owners were into some weird stuff. You can use that for whatever you want to use it for. Maybe just put out some chairs.
Yeah, okay.
But yeah, you've won a yacht.
Congratulations,
yeah,
Erin.
Florida. Beautiful place to yacht.
It's perfect.
So, hope you don't get seasick like I do.
If you won that, do you think you would just moor it and never take it out but live on a lovely 5-bedroom home? Or would even the current sitting in harbour make you feel ill?
Great question.
Probably not, though.
Nah, sitting in a harbour I'd probably be okay.
Yeah.
It's really the rocking that gets me. And if the yachts are rocking, I'm throwing up. Thank you to Erin, Lily, Ali, Grace, Sarah, Caitlin, Julia, Eleanor, and Christine. Real lady fest.
Oh, yeah.
That's making assumptions,
Yes.
but based on those first names, very feminine names.
Yeah. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. You're amazing.
Thanks, gals.
Thanks, gals.
Thanks, bitches.
You
I
can
can
say
say
that
it.
one.
You can't say
I'll
that
say
one.
thank you, supporters.
Coward. And finally, the last thing we need to do is to welcome a couple of people into the Triptych Club. Now, Dave, I will explain the Triptych Club, and I will do so thusly.
And you'll do a great job.
I'll do a really good job. This is for people who have supported us on the shout-out level or above for 3 consecutive years. We welcome them into this exclusive club. Once you're in, you cannot leave, but you don't want to. You have everything you possibly need here. We've got arcade games. We've got beds if you want to go have a little lie down.
Enjoy yourself.
Beautiful bathrooms. Don't touch the air hockey. That's mine. And we have a bar. You can have anything you need. Matt is the one who lifts the velvet rope, lets you into the club, ticks your name off a checklist. Dave books a band.
Yes, you're never going to believe it.
What have you done?
Oh, my. You're never going to believe it. I only came across these guys. Sometimes I'm open to submissions for bands. Obviously, if you're a record label, you're a manager of a band, get in contact if you want to get on this is great exposure to be on at our club.
Absolutely, yeah.
People want to head after they've seen the bands we've had on. It's a real rite of passage for a lot of bands.
Of course.
So I got hit up recently by a band called, you're never going to believe it, all the way from Greater Manchester, the indie pop band The Lottery Winners are here.
Dave, that actually works out so well given the topic for this week's report.
I said you're never going to believe it. Yes, you're absolutely right.
Wow.
So thank you so much to The Lottery Winners who are going to be performing songs off their 3 studio albums, including Anxiety Replacement Therapy, which debuted at number 1 in the UK in 2023. They're a big deal, everyone.
Wow, that is huge.
So thank you so much.
Behind the bar, obviously it's a fully stocked bar. You can have whatever you want, but just to keep it in the theme with the lottery, I've just got these gigantic gold bowls filled with chocolate coins.
I love chocolate. As a kid, you'd get those chocolate coins and they'd come in like a little gold net.
Yes.
So the chocolate was never that good, but it was so exciting to get coins and open them up each side.
Yep.
Oh,
it was thrilling. It was a really satisfying thick foil too.
Yes, and you could peel. I can even imagine peeling off one side.
Yes.
And then peeling off the other, and you'd have the chocolate.
You're right. The chocolate was average.
Yeah, but it was so exciting.
But
to
I
have
would
the
kill
coins.
to have chocolate coins again.
Me too. Well, we don't need to because we're here at the Triptych Club,
and we have real money.
Yeah.
So we have a couple of people to welcome in. I will play the role of Matt. I'll read out their names. You hype them up. I'll hype you up.
Great. I'll play the role of Dave.
Correct. You will be playing Dave. I will be playing Matt and Jess. Which essentially, when you really boil it down, same character.
Oh, okay.
Have you not noticed?
No.
It's been nearly a decade. We're the same. I was going to say I have longer hair. Currently, that is not true. Okay. First up, I would love to welcome in from Lisero, New South Wales, or Lisero, Mark Chiswick.
Mark Chiswick. On my mark.
Yes.
Oh, on your marks. It's Mark.
Yeah.
And then he runs in.
That's good stuff.
That's great.
And from Essendon, Victoria, it's Anna.
Anna, what can I say? What can I say? What rhymes with Anna?
Go, Anna.
Go, Anna! Thank you so much.
Anna, what can I say? What can I say?
Honestly, what can I say?
What can I say?
It's not panna cotta, it's anaconda.
Yeah, anaconda.
Anaconda. My favourite movie of the 90s, it's Anaconda.
That's not your favourite movie of the 90s, don't lie to us.
It's pretty good, though.
It is pretty
I watched
good.
it recently. Ice Cube, Jennifer Lopez.
Still holds up?
Yes. It's a bit of fun and an absolutely unhinged South American accent from John Voight.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. Now I might watch it.
Yeah.
Thank you to Anna and Mark. Welcome in. Make yourself at home. Grab a handful of chocolate coins. You know, we've got so many. You don't even have to be like, don't ration yourself. Go nuts. And please enjoy The Lottery Winners.
The Lottery Winners. They're great. Their most recent album included collaborations with Frank Turner, Boy George, and Shaun Ryder. There you go.
Okay.
As well as 3 spoken word interludes performed by Stephen Fry.
Oh.
They know some great people.
I was ready to rip into them until the name was Stephen Fry.
Yes. Anyone else, you'd be
I was like, spoken word until it's fuck you. Stephen Fry. Fantastic.
I'm listening.
Ooh, what a good get. So yeah, thank you so much. Look, finally, that's all from us. We'll get on out of here. We just want to say how much we love you, and that if you would like to suggest a topic, you can do so over at dogoonpod.com, which is our website, where you can also find information about our other podcasts on our network. We've got a bunch of them now. You can find info about live shows, merch, everything's over there. You can find us at Do Go On Pod across social media as well, and we would simply adore if you followed us on TikTok. We post some little clips. You can see what we look like if you don't know.
Yeah, and we
if
look
that's
hot.
something, more often than not, people go, that's not what I thought they looked like. So I don't know how to interpret that, but I'm going to take it positively. I think I sound really ugly.
Yeah.
And then they go, she's not terrible.
Yeah, they look at me and they go, he's fine.
He's okay. Why do they talk so much about how awful he is?
Yeah, he's fine.
And it's because on the inside, he's bad.
That's right. From his attitude, I thought he'd be awful.
Yeah. The ego doesn't match. We can confirm that for sure. But yeah, that's all we have to say, Dave. Boot this baby home.
We'll be back next week with another episode, but until then, I'll say thank you so much for listening, and until then, goodbye.
Laters. Bye. Matt kind of sang at that time. Laters. If anything, I improved, Matt.